When I was starting my bachelor's degree, there was a class that I had to take called Computer Science 1 that was known to be hard. And I saw a professor that was rated really well, but also really hard. Taking that class may have been the best decision I ever made. So when you get into a hard class like this, the main reaction you want to try to avoid having is, I can't do this because they're not teaching me. And I remember a lot of people saying, they're not teaching us, they're just asking us to do this stuff. And I came to college and paid a lot of money to be taught these things, not to figure them out for myself. Well, that's not quite true. A lot of what college is you're proving that you can do it, not necessarily just being taught. And the reason for that is that when you're just being told things, you don't tend to remember them. If you get walked through step by step how to do something, then you don't tend to remember it because it's written down on paper, you went through step by step, and you didn't really have to think about why what was happening was happening. Now, I'm not saying that you should go and take 4 hard classes all at one time. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is to take these classes, and here is the reason why. If you have a good reaction to it, it actually gets pretty ugly. You might find yourself questioning your career choices, questioning your own competency. No matter how confident you may have been going in, that can get torn apart pretty quickly. And it is very, very painful to go through. Trust me. You will be angry, upset, or some mixture of bad emotions. I've gotten to the point where I've become quite fond of slamming the enter key. If something doesn't work, I'll just get upset and try hitting the enter key again harder to see if that works. Obviously it won't, but that's not really the point. And when you're first starting out, it's really, really horrible that the thought process you go through can get you into a really low place. But if you care about what you're doing and you feel the need to succeed with it, then you're gonna keep pressing on. And if you do, hopefully, and most of the time in my experience, you will eventually figure out what you're trying to do and what you need to do to make it work. In technology, there are multiple right answers, but there are also multiple wrong answers. And you have to get to one of those correct answers. And they are objectively correct. It's not like writing a paper. It's not subjective. Either you did the thing you were asked to do or you didn't. So when you can't get to one of those right answers and you feel like your career depends on this, then it can be very, very, very frustrating. And trust me, I know, because I'm taking a class that, 6 out of 10 classes in my master's degree, this one is finally pretty technically challenging. It's nowhere near the hardest class I've taken, but this week it had me going through those mindsets of going up to the point of maybe I'm a failure in my career at this point, but saying I might fail this class. I might not be able to get through this, or at least I might fail this assignment. I just may not be able to do this. And that can be a very, very frustrating feeling to go through. Now, the good thing about going through this feeling is that you start to get used to it, and it can almost become fun. You can get into this mindset, especially if you do things like this over and over again, where you realize even though things seem hopeless, that they're not, and you are eventually going to succeed. And this is a very important thing to have if you're going to work in technology or really anything very technical, that you're going to be at points where you're completely lost. And if you take a class that just walks you through step by step, you're not even going to get close to that point. You're just going to be like, boom, look, I can do it. I followed the instructions. But that's not really what it is to do this stuff. When you're given a task like this where you work, you're going to not be given direction on how to accomplish what you need to accomplish. If somebody could give you direction on how to do it, they could simply do it themselves. And you have this position because you are expected to do hard things, things that maybe no one knows if you can do or not, including yourself. Now, that is all basically just to say these classes are very, very worth taking, not just for the technical skills that you learn, and you will learn them better this way, but because it will give you the mindset eventually, after a few go-overs with this, that just because things are looking bad and you're not feeling confident and you can't figure it out, and no matter what you do, it seems like there's one more thing and there is just no way out, and you're not going to be able to get it, and you're running out of time, no matter what, you can just have a good attitude because you've been here before and you felt this way before and it all turned out okay. You just kept trying. It will also give you very good troubleshooting skills. And troubleshooting skills are one of the most underrated skill sets in this industry. That the ability to be faced with an unknown or something that's happening that you don't understand and figure it out is way underrated. We think about people that develop software and people that work in technology in general as people that just sit on a computer and make things work. But that's not really how it works at all. Most of us are spending our time troubleshooting. We quickly get into a situation that we don't know what to do, and we have to figure out what we are going to do. And it can be really easy to get demoralized in these situations and not know what to do. And if you're not used to it, it's a very painful experience and you won't enjoy your job at all. Now, if you've gone through it over and over and over again, there's actually kind of a beauty to it, that you almost feel like a kindred spirit on a battlefield, that it's okay to not get it tonight, that you are eventually going to get there. And I think that's one of the biggest things I was able to take away from doing these hard classes is, don't worry, you're not getting it now, it seems impossible, but there's a way, and there's got to be some way out of here, basically. There must be some kind of way out of here. And when you work through it and you do eventually get it, which you will if you keep trying, it is like the best feeling in the world. So I hope this helped you guys. Have a good night.